What's up, people of Facebook? I am on here real quick, not for too long, just to show some love because I make an amazing breakfast bake. I don't usually do food stuff on here. I'll give it a minute, see if anybody shows up. What? Probably not. Everybody's like, I'm doing stuff. It's time to do things. But in case anybody does, oh, there's two people. I'm gonna make my breakfast bake, and like I said, I don't really do food stuff on here because I'm not like all about that or anything, but I had an idea to make an even better breakfast bake than I always make usually, and I make two of them. So I thought I'm not gonna like do the whole thing on here like a cooking show or something, but I just thought I'd show like my basic ingredients and stuff and be like, this is what I do when I make it. And then you could be like, ooh, I'd be like, I want to make one of them, and then maybe make one or not, or be like, I'm living vicariously through Rochelle's breakfast bake. I don't care, whatever, if you want. But I realized this morning when I went to make it that I had all this cheese and like 2 things of eggs, sausage and bacon, and lots of bacon, by the way, and a lot of tater tots. So I was like, I can't just make one thing of breakfast bake. I need to make 2. Plus, me and Desi are like fat kids when we make them, and we eat so much of it so fast that we're like, do we have a breakfast bake in the fridge? And he's like, I think we did. And I'm like, where'd it go? And he's like, did somebody rob us and just take our breakfast bake? And I'm like, no, you ate it. And he's like, no, you ate it. And I'm like, no, you ate it. And he's like, no, you ate it. And I'm like, all right, we ate it. We need to make another breakfast bake. So this time we're making 2. Because if we make 2, then we have more to eat real fast. So, all right, stick with me. We're gonna, I'm actually super too lazy and sore from all the stuff I did yesterday. Like I have like bruises from like beating a couch with a hammer to get it out of my house and like all types of stuff. So I'm just too sore to cut up an onion. But usually I put an onion in my breakfast bake. I take like a big old onion or a couple onions and just chop them up into like minced onions, and then I throw that all up in the breakfast bake. So unless my son feels like chopping up onions, we're not gonna have onions in our breakfast bake, but we normally would. So right now I'm gonna put like some bacon in. I usually also fry my bacon, but again, my body is killing me, my feet hurt, and I don't feel like standing here and watching it. Like, the way that I cook bacon is I stick it on the frying pan and I cook it until it's almost burnt. Like, just the minute before it's burnt, you're like, oh, it's about to burn, and then I take it off. So as crunchy as possible, basically. So I'm not gonna do that today because my feet hurt too bad to stand here all that time. So instead of that, I'm gonna put it in the oven and bake it for as long until it's as crunchy as possible, and then that'll be ready. So I'll bring you guys over with me here, and I had all this frozen bacon that I took out, and I'm going to slop out the bacon onto the pan, and then throw it in the oven. I already have my tater tots ready, and then I'm going to take my 2 dozen eggs, and I'm going to scramble them. So I'm going to get a big old bowl, and I'm going to whip them all up. I put a little creamer is what I put in. I don't put milk. I put like just a little bit of creamer. It makes it a little more fluffy in my opinion than just milk. I like the cream. I don't care about all that whatever. I like that creaminess. So I put a little bit of cream, and then I like whip it all up, and then I put it in the pan to like make the the scrambled eggs. And I try not to overcook them either because I like that fluffiness in the egg. And then I put all that 2 dozen eggs into a big old bowl of scrambled eggs, so I can put that in the breakfast bake. Usually I'd have minced onions, chopped up onions at that point into a container. And I also had gotten sausage. I like to get, I used to get the links of sausage. I like to get the patties of sausage. I cook them up. I like, again, not well done necessarily, but like not too, you know, I like them a little tougher, you know. And then I take those patties and I kind of just crush them up like they're ground meat, essentially. There may be a way to do that from the start where you don't have to do it that way and then crush them up. I particularly like it done that way and then crushed. I don't know why I like it done that way. I think it's the taste of it. I don't know. It's like doing it that way and crushing it up is like, it tastes good that way. I don't know. I like it. I'm weird though. So do it the way you do it if you want to do this someday and that's what you want to do. I don't care. Anyway, I take those patties, I crush them up into crumbles, because I actually don't make it like ground meat. I just make it like chunks, like little crumbles. Maybe that's why. And they also have edges, because they've cooked like a patty, so they look like the hard, chunky edges. And then I take the crumbled meat and then the bacon, I crumble that as well, like little chopped up bacon. And then I take a pan, a wrought iron pan. Now this time I'm gonna do like a casserole dish probably too, as well as a second one. But I take a pan like this, and it's the best because it's like seasoned and it has a really good flavor. But I spray it, you know, with Pam, or even take butter. That's the best, if you can take butter on like a paper towel or something and like wipe it so it has a layer of butter all over it for you know, lubrication. I like saying lubrication. Anyway, you take it like that, and then what I do is I just kind of layer it, like, you know, kind of like a 7-layer dip of salsa type stuff, but I do that as a breakfast layering thing. So I'll put like a layer of tater tots and then scrambled eggs, and then I'll do a layer of meat together. So I'll put like sausage and bacon and then I'll throw a big topping of cheese, and then I'll go again and I'll put tater tots, scrambled eggs, meat, you know, and then cheese. And usually by then you're done. Like, you can't put more than 2 layers of that kind of stuff. It's full. So that's why I decided this time to make more than one, because a lot of times I want more ingredients. Like, I want a lot of it. And then with a lot of it, it wouldn't fit in that pan, that much of it. So you'd have to have multiple pans of it. But it's delicious. Like, I always throw, at least, if I don't, you know, if cheese isn't the last thing on top, which it is, but I always make sure there's cheese on top, because that's the finishing touch. You stick it in the oven, let it cook because everything's basically cooked, you know, so you're really just cooking it together to meld together. So stick it in the oven, cook it for like 20 minutes, and take it out, and it's delicious. I learned this technique from, I mean, I'm sure it's been all over the place, but I particularly picked this up from a good friend of mine, Angela, my hetero life mate. When she told me about it, I was like, I'm gonna make it right away. It was like one of the best days of my life. I was like, this is so great. I want to make it all the time. And I have been making it all the time, I have to admit. So, I would say, if I were you, I'd make it all the time too. But, do you? I just wanted to share that little thing with you guys. So, and plus, who doesn't want to see an entire bowl of tater tots? There you go. Who doesn't want to see an entire bowl of tater tots? Like, really? Come on. That's amazing. So, anyway, glad you guys came on. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Me and Des are going to make breakfast bakes, and want to do my relaxing, and we're going to watch Lock and Key on Netflix, and yeah. So, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Love, love, love to all of you, and namaste.